We can talk about either one. You can use the law of attraction to attract the right relationship to you. There's a lot of ways that we can go with this talk today. So it's all about, whatever you want to discuss. And you said you believe in the law of attraction so much. The law of attraction is what's creating your life. You're attracting to yourself at all times. According to the vibration that you're putting out, that's what's causing you to attract what comes into your life. Now you asked, are we talking about physics or relationships? Your physics create your relationships. And I'll explain what I mean by that. When you think thoughts, it causes brain cells to vibrate. Within those brain cells are electrons. Those electrons, based on the amplitude of your vibration, essentially how strong you're feeling your thoughts, go out and they land on people who are in resonance with them, and they bring to you what it is that you want or don't want according to your vibration. So if you're thinking thoughts of peace, harmony, love, joy, these are positive vibrations. We're going to land on people, and they're going to bring to you situations, circumstances, and events in accordance with the positive vibration that you're putting forth. If you're thinking things of a negative nature, such as anger, hate, fear, worry, those vibrations are going to go out and land on people who are in resonance with them, and they're going to, unfortunately, bring you things that you don't want. So it's really simple. It's just a matter of you. What if you want an interview, you get it, then you start having negative thoughts? So let's say, okay, so if you want an interview, you get it, but then you start having negative thoughts. So this is what I would say. First, don't sabotage the good work you did to align yourself with a good interview. What I would do is I would take a few deep breaths to relax my body. Then I would count down from 20 to 1 to relax my mind. And then I would visualize the end result of what it is I want. So it could be you, the interviewer, telling you, congratulations, you got the job, and you're shaking hands with them. It could be you coming home from a good day's work. Whatever it is, allow yourself to see that and feel it and get into the feeling tone of the end result of what it is you want. Therefore, you've put forth a powerful vibration and you're attracting what it is you want. And then after you come out of that relaxed, deep state of consciousness, what I would have you do is anytime a negative thought comes up, immediately show yourself and feel that positive feeling of the end result of what it is you want. So you want to visualize success. You want to visualize wellness. You want to visualize yourself winning. So show yourself the end result of what it is you want. And every time that those negative thoughts come up, just speak to it the way you would speak to somebody who's trying to push something on you that you don't want. Say, stop that. Be firm with your brain. Stop that. I'm not going to think this. This is my reality. And get into the feeling tone of it again so that you're attracting to yourself what it is you want. After I would see and feel that, I would back that up with powerful affirmations. I'm going to have a hugely successful job interview. I'm the best at my job. They're going to see me and meet me, and I'm going to do great. I bring forth to this job a lot of great qualifications and characteristics such as A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and start to list what are the benefits that you would bring to your company. And that way you'll start to further reinforce your good on your own mind, and you'll be even better prepared when you actually meet with those people. How do you imagine this in real time? Is this something you think of beforehand? Yes, I spend time every day. Essentially seeing the end results of what it is I want. Life for me isn't based on chance or luck. I want to pre-pave my day and my life, so to speak. So I spend time every morning showing myself the end results of what it is I want, doing affirmations daily, and then that way when negativity comes up, immediately I replace it with its positive opposite. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad that helped you. I replace it with its positive opposite, and I've been doing this so much that it's now a habit. It's something that I just do unconsciously without having to force myself to do it. And then you said, okay, so I see some questions coming in. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anybody. So how do you imagine this in real time? Okay. You said, okay. And how to program around that. So you said if you're visualizing failure, and I want to make sure I got this right. Get into position. Okay, so you said if you're visualizing beforehand and how to program, you're visualizing failure and how to program around that. So one thing that I want everyone to do, and you should be doing this anyways, every day spend some time visualizing yourself as a success. See yourself as a winner. Conceive of yourself as a success. Spend 1 to 3 minutes every day seeing yourself, seeing the end result of you being successful. What would that look like for you? For instance, when I was in sales, they had a sheet that they would produce every month with the top producers in Southern California. And I would visualize the end result, which was me being on that sheet, being number one. And I would ask myself the following question. And I got this from Dr. Joe Dispenza. What would it be like? Anytime you ask yourself, what would it be like? And then you answer the question. For instance, I would say, what would it be like to be number one in sales? And then I would see it and I would feel it. I would get into the end result and that would attract me. And it did. I ended up becoming number one in sales when I was practicing that exercise. So ask yourself, what would it be like if I was totally in shape? What would it be like if I was a complete success? What would it be like if I was in my dream relationship? And when you ask that question, what would it be like? And then you answer it, it gets you into the feeling tone of what it is that you want. Also, and then I see a few questions coming. I'll answer those in 1 second. Also, affirm you're good. Tell yourself, I'm a success. I'm a winner. I like myself. I'm the best. I can do it. It's easy. You want to say these affirmations to yourself every day so that if something comes up where you're starting to feel fearful or you're starting to think of failure, you'll immediately replace it with its positive opposite. You want this behavior to go from your conscious mind into your subconscious so that it just becomes your normal routine. This is just how you go through life as a winner, as a success, as somebody who believes in him or herself. Let me know if that helps you. You said you're here because you're in to change your life. That's fantastic. A way to change your life is to start visualizing yourself and really feel yourself being a success. Oh, thank you. I'm from Michigan originally, so it's good to see another Michigander on here. So you said how to change your life. Well, there's a lot of ways to change your life, but everything starts with an idea. Everything starts with a thought. So start to see yourself as successful. Visualize yourself living the life you want. And then obviously from there, create a plan of action to make it a reality. If you want to change your life, first start with changing the idea you have of yourself. That your self-image is the most important idea that you can have of yourself. Grab a pen and paper and write out my new self-image and list your qualities, what you look like, how you stand, who you spend your time with, how much you earn, where you live. Really list it out and then see it and feel it every day. The more feeling that an image has, the faster it gets impressed on your subconscious. And your subconscious controls your beliefs, your habits, and your bodily functions. Over 90% of what you do is subconscious. And your subconscious is infinitely powerful, infinitely wise, and everywhere present. It's the ultimate supercomputer. So it'll go to work to create the circumstances and results and events that you want. You just need to program it with what it is that you want it to do. So start with the idea, my new self-image, list it out and see it and feel it every day. After that, back your self-image with powerful affirmations. Tell yourself, I'm a success. I'm a winner. I live in my dream life. I'm living my dream life now. I'm the best in my field. Whatever it is that you listed for your new self-image, for every trait that you wrote, write one affirmation and say them to yourself daily. After that, ask yourself, what positive changes can I make to my life so that things will change immediately? You can, by the way, right after your ideas, you can change your thoughts. There's a saying, I believe it was by Neville Goddard, if you want to drastically change your life, start by drastically changing your thoughts. So most people, what they do is every day, they think the same thoughts every day. They form the same images every day, and they just recreate over and over and over and over again the same results. Don't be like them. Take a day and just pick a new thought and just bombard your subconscious with it, such as I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Let this idea be as if it's a nail, and every time you say it, it's just being hammered more and more into your subconscious, and once it's in there, and you're going to have it for life. So start to every day choose at least one new idea that you just pound in your subconscious, or you can pick one idea and do it for a week or for a month. Tell yourself every day for over and over and over again how rich you are, how successful you are, and really get into that feeling tone of it and watch things shift. So you've changed your idea of yourself. You're changing your habitual thoughts. Then change your peer group. Who are you spending your time with? And how are you spending that time? For instance, if you're getting around people and just gossiping, forget that. Go and spend your time with winners, people who are successful, people who are doing what it is that you want to do, people who are the top in your fields. If you don't have access to those people, then go read books by them, but go do something to spend your time with people that are succeeding in life. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So you want to spend your time with people who are doing incredibly well. After your peer group, change your diet, change your exercise so that you have the right nutrition, you have the right movement, so that you have high energy levels. It's 11 o'clock at night and I'm super hyper. This is how I am because I take care of myself, and you should too. And if you take care of all these things, It's going to have a cumulative effect upon you, and your life is going to be so radically different. And a year from now, you'll scarcely recognize it. Joseph Murphy, the author of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, said, a change in attitude always produces a change in circumstances. When you change your attitude, you're going to change your... When you change your attitude, when you change your thoughts, you're going to change your actions, which are going to change your results. It's going to change your life. And it's going to change your vibration. So it's going to attract you totally different people, places, situations, circumstances, and events that are going to allow your life to totally blossom and completely improve. Good quote. What do you do when you feel down? How do you shift that feeling? So I hope this person is still on here. Shut Up Princess is her name. So let's say you're feeling down. There's 3 factors that you can change immediately that'll change your mental state. This comes from Tony Robbins' state control being taking control of your mental state. So the first is your physiology. There's a theory called the James Lange theory that says that what you do with your body affects your mind. I'll say it again. What you do with your body affects your mind. So if you see somebody who's feeling down, typically they're hunched over and their breathing is shallow. So the first thing you should do is take your chest and stick it out and look upwards and smile. When you smile, it lets your body know everything is okay. Even if it's not okay, your body will start thinking, oh, I'm smiling. Pump endorphins. And you'll start to feel better. There was a study done at UCLA where they took a group of depressed people. And for 2 weeks, they had them look in the mirror and all they did was stick their chest out and smile big for 20 or 30 minutes. And at the end and these were people who were chronically depressed. They had been depressed for a significant period of time. And at the end of the 2 weeks, they interviewed all the participants and all of them said that they no longer suffered from depression. The only change that they made was a physiological one, is they just smiled big. So get into the habit as you go through your day, if you're someone who's habitually depressed, of sticking your chest out, smiling, and then also breathing deep. You want to rewire your physiology for happiness, for joy. You want that to be your normal default state. So physiology is the first thing you can change. The second thing is your focus. For you to be feeling depressed, you have to be focusing on something negative. You're either in fear, which is where you're trying to predict the future in a negative fashion, or you're looking at something that you don't like and allowing it to upset you. So if you can, either go and focus on something that's positive or something that makes you feel good, or just take your attention off of whatever it is completely and go do something else. Go for a walk in nature. Go meditate. Go call a friend. Go do something constructive if you can and take your mind off of that which was causing you to feel down. So change your focus is the second one. The third item is language. How are you talking to yourself, both in the language that you use, the words that you use, and your tone and tempo? For instance, a depressed person typically talks low and it's really quiet and slow. Whereas a real hyper feel-good person talks really fast, or a really confident person will talk with a more authoritative tone. I believe it was Rudolf Steiner who used to take people who were insecure, and he used to have a form of therapy where he would just adjust how they talked. He would have them speak more powerfully, speak louder, he would make them project their voice out more and speak powerfully, and that would give them an air of confidence, and he would have them practice that until it became a habitual way of speaking for them, and as a result, their confidence improved. So you can change your physiology, your focus, and your language, and as a result, those 3 things, those 3 factors will cause a total shift in your feeling. Also, I like to pre-pave my day. And I'll explain what I mean by this. When I wake up in the morning, first, when I go to sleep at night, I go to sleep in gratitude. I look around me for things that I'm grateful for in my immediate environment. And then I allow that feeling tone to be what I sleep in. In addition to that, I also do this exercise from Neville Goddard. By the way, if you guys only get one thing from this talk and it's this, it's going to radically transform your life. So here it is. Neville Goddard used to say, never go to sleep in a negative state, because that sets you up for failure. Whatever state you sleep in is what you're giving your subconscious to work on for the next 8 to 10 hours. So for instance, if you go to sleep feeling grateful, that's going to be your default state, and your subconscious is going to think, oh, this is what I should create more of, and it's going to create more gratitude. He used to say you should sleep in the end result of what it is you want. For instance, if let's say I want a new spouse, I could visualize myself taking off my wedding ring, placing it on the bedstand by me, sleeping next to my spouse, and I go to sleep in that energy, that feeling tone of the end result. Now, your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's false. So if you show it these images before you sleep, it's going to say, oh, this is my life now. And it's going to go to work on the next 8 to 10 hours to create that life for you. Most people think that the 2/3 they're awake dictates the 1/3, the quality of the 1/3 that they're asleep. But in reality, it's the opposite. If you show yourself what it is you want before sleeping, it'll radically transform the 2/3 that you're awake. I like to take this process even one step further. And right before sleeping, I like to give myself instructions. I tell my subconscious, make me a better man. Instruct me how to be a better teacher, a better father, a better lover, a better whatever it is. Not a father, excuse me. A better father one day, a better man is what I meant to say. A better man, whatever it is that I'm working on, make this a reality now for me. And I give it instructions to do that while I sleep, because any idea that you give your subconscious is infinitely powerful, infinitely intelligent, everywhere present. It knows how to make it a reality for you. So I give it these instructions every night, and things show up in my life. There was another point that I wanted to make in regards to this subconscious teaching, but try this process out. It's incredibly powerful. It can totally change your life and create miracles for you. Again, sleep in the end result of what it is you want. Give yourself instructions before you go to sleep, and let your subconscious work on that while you're sleeping. Stop trying to figure everything out by your limited conscious mind that only knows, by your limited intellect. Instead, depend on the infinite intelligence and wisdom of your subconscious, of the God within you, and watch how amazing, how radically things change. Oh yeah, and then I remember what I was going to say. This isn't in regards to sleeping. Oh yeah, so I do that, I sleep, I wake up, and immediately before looking at my phone or doing anything else, I start with gratitude again. This is, by the way, I got from Esther Hicks. This is her morning routine. So you look for things that you're grateful for in your immediate surroundings. You spend a few minutes in gratitude, and then go ahead and get up if you need to go to the bathroom or have some breakfast. After that, she recommends spending another 15 minutes just writing out things you're grateful for, or doing a book of positive aspects where you think of somebody that you really admire and you spend 15 minutes writing out all the things you like about this person, or if it's a situation or a place, you do the same. And she said this process is so powerful that if you do it for 3 days, she said it'll totally clean up your vibration, and inspiration will occur for you. Inspiration is where the intelligence of God flows through you and instructs you on what to do. It's an amazing process if you ever need clarity around a subject. Now, what does that have to do with feeling down? If you're pre-paving your day and making your default state one of habitual gratitude and giving your subconscious instructions every night to make you more joyful, and you're visualizing that before sleeping, your life is going to radically change. You're pre-paving the way you would like your day to be. And as a result, you're going to attract to yourself better situations, circumstances, and events that are lining up with what it is you want. By the way, another reason that this process works, the giving yourself instructions before sleeping, is right before you sleep, your brain goes from beta, this awake state of consciousness, to alpha, which is a state of consciousness that takes place when you're asleep and also when you're going into a meditation. And when you're in deep alpha, it's when you're in a state of deep meditation. And what happens is the trapdoor to your subconscious begins to open. There's a barrier between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. It's there for a reason, so that anytime anyone gives you an idea, it doesn't just go in and then manifest in your life. So this barrier serves a purpose, and it begins to open during those last 15 minutes before you fall asleep. So put into it whatever it is that you want. If you want the solution to something, tell yourself, I will find the solution tonight while I sleep to whatever the situation is. Or if you want to meet somebody, I am now connecting with my ideal lover, and see yourself, visualize yourself sleeping next to that person, and let that idea go into your subconscious, and let your subconscious go to work and manifest it in your life. You're the king or queen. Your subconscious is the servant. Give it the instructions of what it is you want to do, and let it transform your life. Drink alcohol? Don't drink alcohol. Alcohol is actually a depressant. Go and pour healthy fruit juices and take vitamins so you have a really high energy levels. You are amazing and inspiring. Oh yeah, thank you. Let's see. And then let me know if any of you have any questions. This is the type of stuff that I like to talk about. If you're not currently subscribed to my YouTube channel and my TikTok, please do, because every day I post a video of this type of content. There was another point I wanted to make on the subconscious. By the way, if there's any areas that you want to work on, or if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Greetings. Hello. Good to have you here. So your subconscious. Your subconscious, by the way, over 90% of what you do is subconscious. Okay, so in order to manifest, we need two things, right? To order to manifest, yeah, you need two things. You need two things. You need that to know what the end result of it, what the end result is of what it is you want, and you need to be able to get into the feeling tone of it. So again, to manifest, you need two things. You need to know the end result of what it is you want, and you need to be able to get into the feeling tone of it. Feeling is the secret. Neville Goddard, one of my favorite teachers, he has a whole book called Feeling is the Secret. He says, the difference between visualization and feeling is the difference between success and failure. I'll say this again. The difference between visualization and feeling is the difference between failure and success. That's how important it is. Why? The more feeling that an image has, the faster it gets impressed on your subconscious, and the quicker it manifests in your life. Any idea that gets impressed on your subconscious immediately gets made manifest in your body and in your environment. So you want to impress upon it ideas of a healthy, constructive nature, and you want to really feel it so that those ideas get impressed on there fast. You don't want this to take 10 years. You want results now. I'll give you an example of this on a negative sense. When 9/11 occurred, that was such a powerful experience on the negative end, but all of us, it had so much feeling behind it when we found out what took place that all of us remember where we were when we heard about that news. So that experience had such a powerful feeling that it got impressed on our subconscious, and we can easily recall it. So you want to get into the feeling tone of what it is you want so that it gets impressed on your subconscious. Also, the more feeling that something has, the greater is the amplitude of your vibration, and that amplitude, that energy goes out and lands on people who bring to you what it is that you want, people who are in resonance with what it is that you're vibrating. So feel the feelings of the end result. Very good question. Fasting makes me anxious. What could I do? Well, first, just so you said fasting makes me anxious. What could I do? If fasting is making you anxious, keep reminding yourself of what it is, of why you're fasting. For instance, I did a juice cleanse the other day, and I had some anxiety. Could I do this? Am I able to do this? And I would just remind myself of the benefits. Healthier skin, a better body, my girl who loves me. All of that was enough reason for me to overcome any pain or anxiety. By the way, anxiety is just misplaced enthusiasm. It's energy that wants to go outward constructively, but it's going inwards destructively. So if anxiety is coming up, go get yourself moving. Let that energy get flowing. Take your attention off of the fear and instead put your attention into something constructive. So go do something right away so that energy gets moving and you feel supercharged instead. Book recommendations. I write down when I wake up right away. Oh, okay, good. It's good to write down when you wake up right away if you want to remember your dreams, because your body starts to produce some chemical that makes you forget them. And also, it stops you from getting wrapped up into the craziness of the world. So, give me 1 second. I see some stuff came up. Someone said, what's up, Todd? Great to see you on here, my friend. Okay, so somebody asked me book recommendations. I'm going to toot my own horn for a minute just because I just finished it. My book is on Amazon right now. It's called How to Manifest Your Dream Life. It's 220 pages, and I basically walk you through the A to Z of metaphysics. If you'd rather have me talking, I have my 8-hour complete law of attraction masterclass. It's 4 or 5 hours of me talking, 4 hours of meditations on different subjects, from fitness to relationships to whatever it is that you want to work on. There's a number of different subjects, and right now it sells on Udemy for $10 to $13. I'm going to raise the price of it to $100 this month. So I highly recommend getting it if you want to learn metaphysics and the law of attraction. So yeah, my book, How to Manifest Your Dream Life. Other books by other teachers. There's the Success Principles by Jack Canfield, is one of my favorite books. It's just a nice, easy book covering it's 63 subjects that he covers. My other favorite book is The Silva Method. I'm a huge fan of Jose Silva. It teaches you how to meditate and relax your brain and to go into the deeper states of consciousness so that you can plant ideas of a positive nature into your subconscious, and you can also recall things of a negative nature and replace them with new positive ideas. It's incredibly powerful. It's maybe $9 on Amazon, and it can change your life. And one other book, there's the Master Key System. By the way, if you click a link on my bio, I have a whole section called My Favorite Books and my favorite books and programs, and I just have maybe 30 of my favorite books that I think everybody should read. All right, let me know if that helps. I'm glad whoever said they're laughing, that's good. It's Tristan. Hello, Tristan. I've been thinking about fasting. I have a feeling like that is something I have to do. Absolutely. Try it out. So many people, I made a video about this, by the way, about how people treat their bodies as if they're human garbage cans. If you have been one of those people, take some time to clean out this system. Take a day or half a day, once a week, or at least once, where you either don't eat at all, or you just water fast or just juice fast, and let your body purge itself of all the gunk that's accumulated over the years. I think it's hugely important. And in addition, even more important to the physical fast, I need to do a video on this. I probably will at some point, is do a mental diet. It's by Emmett Fox. It's called the 7-Day Mental Diet. And for 7 days, you just take a break from your problems. You refuse to worry about your problems, and you instead, every time your problems come up, you think of God instead. You tell yourself, God is there, God is love, God is joy, and you affirm whatever the positive qualities of God are for that situation. For instance, if you're worried about money, you say, God is my source and supply, all my needs are met, and you go on with your day. And for 7 days, you do that, and it causes a permanent indentation in the way you think and causes you to start thinking differently. So it's the 7-Day Mental Diet by Emmett Fox. I was looking for something to write it down with, but I'll remember it, and I'll make a video about it soon. You're rewiring your brain. It will be hard, but very possible. Tell yourself it's going to be easy. However hard you tell yourself something's going to be, that's how it is, because your subconscious listens to you. So tell yourself, it's going to be easy for me to make these changes. They're changes that you want to make. By the way, if you want to make some changes, just ask yourself, what is all the pain I'll feel by continuing in my current behavior? And spend 5 minutes writing that out, and then shake yourself off and say, what is all the pleasure I'll feel by adopting this new behavior? Assuming you already know what the new behavior is, and spend 5 minutes writing that out. And what this is going to do, your subconscious was doing the old behavior, trying to keep you safe. And this will, excuse me, my voice just cracked. This will rewire your subconscious so that it associates massive amounts of pleasure to your new behavior, massive amounts of pain to your old behavior, and it'll want you to stop doing that old behavior, and it'll start to go to work to make this that new behavior a reality in your life. Look up scripting on YouTube. Write things as if you already have them and it will come. Absolutely. The reason that works, scripting, it's auto-suggestion. Every time you're writing it out, you're reinforcing this idea of what it is you want onto your subconscious, and your subconscious will go to work to make it a reality for you. You say, I'm Gnostic, I'm good, I'm not sure what you mean by that. You say I am or I attract. Yeah, you can say I am, I attract. It's all about whatever gets you into the feeling tone of what it is you want. When fasting, it's important to pray. If you're not religious, send gratitude to the universe. I think at all times it's important, but don't make that I don't want to get into the religious aspects of it if you're just looking to do something physical with it. If you're just looking to fast for the physical benefits, that's totally fine, and just focus on that. I don't want to get too esoteric with somebody if they're new to fasting and it's their first time fasting, because it'll either scare them or make them worried that they're doing something wrong or they're missing a step. So just keep it simple for the beginning. If you're just fasting, focus on that. If you want to pray and make it be something larger than that, then by all means do that, but make sure you know the steps to what it is you're doing beforehand. In fact, you should do that anyways if you're fasting. Would I say I want or I have? I typically say I have, because if I want something, it puts it out there for me to get. Esther Hicks, though, she sometimes says I want. For instance, she says, I want to feel good. I want a beautiful new body that feels great. I want to look my best and feel my best. And so the way she uses want is if it's taking place now or it's about to take place, and it puts you into a really good feeling tone. So it's all about how you use the words to get you into the feeling tone of what it is you want. So We have to manifest for about a minute. Yeah, you have to manifest for about a minute. The reason being is one, so that the amplitude of the vibration that you're putting forth, this is me picturing brain cells vibrating, is high enough so that it lands on people who can bring to you what it is you want. And two, so that the idea goes from your conscious mind into your subconscious. It takes on average 34 seconds for an idea that's focused on to go from your conscious mind into your subconscious. So the reason I recommend a minute is most people unfortunately don't know how to concentrate. Their mind is here, and then it's here, and then it's here, and then it's here. So I recommend doing this for at least a minute so that the ideas that you have in your conscious mind really get impressed on your subconscious. Okay, I see some questions coming in. Let me scroll up and see who I missed. Okay, also wanted to ask, give me 1 second. I saw a number of questions come in, so I'm just scrolling up because I don't want to miss anybody. Someone said, you're awesome. Anyone else would think you have ADHD, but it isn't. You're just excited and want to help. Exactly. This is what I feel my purpose in life is. So I get really animated when I talk. Okay. So someone said they fasted for 90 days. That's fantastic. And that's really incredible. I'm a professional faster. Yeah, you are. All right. I try to manifest the blue feather, but I only saw it online always. Does that count or not really? So when I gave the blue feather exercise, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there's an exercise from Richard. Oh my God, I see the book in my mind, but I can't remember it at the moment. It is, I was going to say Richard Simmons' book, but it's not. There's a book from the guy who wrote Jonathan Livingston Gall. Is it Richard Bach? He has an excellent book where it's Illusions, that's the name of it. In his book Illusions, he gives an exercise where he wants you to manifest a blue feather. And so he tells you to see how long it takes for you to manifest the feather. And so when I give the exercise, I said some people will actually manifest a feather, a physical one. Some people will just see it. It didn't matter. I just wanted you to see how long it took you to manifest a blue feather in your life. I think that exercise is a good manifestation exercise because it's not something that's common to you, that you see every day. So try it out. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, all you do is you spend a minute or however long you like imagining that you have a blue feather. You see it, you feel it, you get into the feeling tone of having this blue feather and see how long it takes before a blue feather pops up into your awareness. Also wanted to ask, I noticed my subconscious is self-destructive. Can I change this? Absolutely. If you think your subconscious is self-destructive, well, first, if you don't know how to rewire your subconscious, go see somebody that does. For instance, you can do a coaching session with me, or you can go see a hypnotherapist. There's a lot of different people or resources out there. You can listen to a hypnosis track or meditation track, a guided meditation track to help you reprogram your subconscious for success. Or you can listen to affirmation tracks throughout the day. So that's one. Two, just start to form an image of yourself as this happy, joyful person. And write out, as I mentioned earlier, my new self-image, list your qualities, show them to yourself daily, see it and feel it, and let that new idea get impressed on your subconscious, and things will start to change. Also, as if you're somebody who feels your subconscious is self-destructive, 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, in fact, every time you go to eat, affirm you're good. You should have a list of affirmations that you do for at least 3 to 5 minutes, and that way, all these positive ideas get impressed on your subconscious, and just as you're feeding yourself physically, you'll be feeding yourself emotionally, mentally, and I would even say spiritually with these new ideas. And as a result, your subconscious is going to change and your life is going to transform. Okay, I used to be soon. All right. Give me 1 second. Can you replace God with the universe? Yeah, there's a number of, some people are going to say I'm being sacrilegious right now, but I'm not. Everybody has their own conception of the deity. For instance, Ishmael Tete, who's an amazing African mystic, for him, God is nature. It's all nature. So he uses that word. For some people, they like to use the universe because if they use the word God, they have this concept of a male figure. Like I used to have that concept. It was this male figure like Zeus who was going to strike me down if I said or did the wrong thing. So use whatever word works for you. Some people call it all good or infinite good. It's whatever works best for you. My body is my is my body is a temple, my mind is a power. Absolutely. Okay. Starving is not the same as intentional fasting. No, it is not. Okay. Outwitting the So someone said, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill on YouTube. It's less than 4 hours and so powerful. Absolutely. I think it's a great book. It has to do with influencing your subconscious. It's been a while since I read it. My mom actually borrowed it from me and just read it. She really got a lot out of it. So it's a great book. It's Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I'll probably do a book review on it at some point. Do you have any tips on lucid dreaming? Absolutely. So if you want to remember your dreams, I had spoken about this earlier. So let's say you're in bed tonight. First thing you do, relax your body. Just go through and relax your head, relax your face, your chest, your back. Just go through the different muscles and relax your body. Then count down from 20 to 1 or 30 to 1 in a slow rhythmic voice such as this. 20, 19, 18, becoming more and more relaxed. 17. And keep counting down like that until you reach 1. And you can take longer if you need to in between each number. I'm just counting kind of fast because I don't want to lose the audience as I count down. And when you arrive at 1, you'll be totally relaxed, both physically and mentally. And this will cause the trapdoor to your subconscious to be open. And by the way, as I mentioned earlier, right before sleeping, the trapdoor to your subconscious is beginning to open anyways. So this will further open it. And then just tell yourself the following. Tonight, I will remember and understand my dreams. I will have dreams that I will be fully aware and able to move around in them. Or you could say, tonight, I will understand and remember my dreams. I will be fully awake and aware during my dream sessions. Or however you want to phrase it. But give yourself that instruction before sleeping. And then when you sleep that night, you'll have a lucid dream. Or you can say, tonight, I will understand and remember my dreams. Why do I say that? Because you want to remember your dreams so that when you do lucid dream, you'll remember it the next day. You want to understand it so that you're aware of what's going on and what's taking place and what it means for you. And then tell yourself, I will lucid dream while I sleep tonight. Or however the phrasing is that you want to use it. And then go to sleep. You give it these instructions to your subconscious and it'll manifest it while you sleep. It might sound like BS to some people, but you can use your sleep time to do so much. I used to say, if there's anyone that needs my help, let me go and help them while I sleep. And I would meet with this group of people and we would all go out. It might sound like total BS or it could just be my subconscious doing it, but I don't think it was. I would meet with this group of people and we would all go out every night. We would meet in the dream world and all go out and meet people who needed prayer or whatever it is, counseling, and we would help them out while they slept. That was one. Or there was something. Oh yeah, I would say I want to connect with such and such teacher. Connect me with this person or whoever the right teacher is for me. And various spiritual teachers would show up and instruct me. You should speak about this. This is what this is called. You should speak about this subject. And it's really interesting. Some of the talks that I give are from ideas I got from the dream state or spiritual realm. So try it out. It's really interesting. You can meet with different people, or you can meet. My screen time management popped up for TikTok, so it signed me out for a second. You can meet with various people that are alive now. You can tell one of your friends, say, hey, let's try this exercise. Let's see if we can meet tonight in the dream world and see if you can meet up with them. I mean, the possibilities are infinite. So use that time that you're asleep to really better yourself. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is a great book. Absolutely. It's a fantastic book. And one of the chapters that I love that a lot of people miss or don't get is sex transmutation. For the men watching this, or maybe even for the women, stop wasting your creative energy. Sexual energy on a lower level, it's used to reproduce, and on a higher level, it's creative energy that you use to create. Stop wasting your creative energy in porn and masturbation and negative behavior such as that. Save that energy, let it build up, and use it outward constructively to earn more money, to be the best in your field, to have healthy relationships, to get into better shape, whatever it is, but use that creative energy in a healthy way instead of wasting it in porn and destructive activities. You can make yourself a millionaire or a multimillionaire if you can channel that energy into constructive outlets. So that's one chapter of the book. By the way, he originally wanted to call his chapter on the law of attraction. He wanted to call it the law of vibration, but he thought people wouldn't get it and it would be too far ahead of its time. And so he went with the verbiage attraction instead of vibration. But he felt that vibration gave a much more accurate view of what's taking place when you use that law. Did you self-publish? Sorry, off subject. Yeah, I did. I just published my book on Amazon on my own as opposed to trying to find a publisher, just because most publishers now want somebody who has an established audience base of at least 100,000 to 200,000 people. Excuse me, and I'm not quite there yet. I'm getting close, but I'm not 100% there yet. Okay, so someone said, currently miserable, out of state for a contract job, have no friends or family to be around. Okay, so let me ask you this. Have you made it an attempt to meet people in your new state? One thing that I like to do is I like to connect with people that have similar hobbies to me. For instance, I do Muay Thai. So from my gym, I have all these friends. Any gym I go to, I start training there. And then I introduce myself to the various people. And then I'll ask them, like, oh, what are you guys doing this weekend? They'll say, oh, nothing. Or we might watch the fights. And I'll say, oh, yeah, I'll tell them, I'm going to watch the fights. Do you guys want to join me? And usually most people want to watch the fights and they don't want to be by themselves on the weekend. And if they don't, they'll say, oh, okay, or if they have plans, they'll say, oh, I have plans. This is what I'm going to do. And usually they invite me to whatever they're doing. And that's how I met a bunch of my friends, my great friends. It's just through similar hobbies. For instance, that's one. Self-help is another one where I met a number of great people. I go to networking events. Really put yourself out there. If you take an interest in people, people will take an interest in you. So start to make yourself available, so to speak. If you still can't meet people at your hobbies or at your work, then start to volunteer your time. At least you're not sitting home and you're making a positive difference in the world, and then you'll end up meeting people that volunteer. The people who volunteer are usually really cool. And I don't know, with so many things being closed, but what I used to do is I met a lot of people through comedy, improv, stand-up comedy, hobbies such as that, and I met a lot of great people, and life was really fun. So start to put yourself out there. Ask yourself, what are 5 to 10 social activities I can do, or 5 to 10 hobbies I can do to improve my life? And get busy. It's hard to be miserable if you're busy. Start reading books of a positive nature. Start working out. Take all your free time that you're wasting in destructive thoughts and start to put it outwards constructively, and as a result, you'll feel way better. Fear keeps affecting me from trauma events regarding people. Please talk more about self-sabotage. So fear is false experiences appearing real. That's what Susan Jeffers said in her excellent book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. So what I would do is, for every fear I have, I would write out its positive opposite and start to show myself that. And I would visualize and affirm that every day. That's one. 2, if I'm really affected from trauma, I would go and see somebody who's an expert in the mind. I'd go see a hypnotherapist. I'd go see a coach. I'd go see a psychiatrist, whoever it is that I need. Just as you have a physical trainer to get you physically in shape, go and see somebody who is an expert in the mind to get you mentally in shape. 3rd, do that which you fear. For instance, I used to be scared to fight. So I would, which might sound normal to people, but I would get nervous when I would fight. And so I would go and spar. I would put myself in Muay Thai fights. And now I'm not. Now I look forward to it. I still have a certain degree of apprehension, which is normal. I'm going to fight somebody. But I also look forward to what takes place afterwards. And as a result, that anticipation of the celebration of what takes place afterwards allows me to overcome any hurdles or any roadblocks in the way and achieve success. So start to show yourself the end result of what it is you want. So that passion, that drive is more than is more than the amount of fear that you're feeling. Let me know if that helps. Also, I would relax myself every day. I'd relax my body. I would relax my mind. And I would show myself bright, vivid images of me succeeding, of me happy, of me healthy, of me being wealthy. And let these new images start to impress my mind. And what's going to happen is they're eventually going to be so strong that energy that was being used up in trauma is going to start to be used constructively to create these new images. You can also have a hypnotherapist regress you back to the trauma that took place. And instead of something destructive happening, they can show you something constructive happening, or they could change it completely. For instance, if somebody was about to yell at you, they could turn that person into an animal. And instead of that person about to yell, the person lovingly barks or makes a funny noise. And it totally rewires your subconscious at the most basic level. And your subconscious, instead of playing that negative track, will play this new positive one, and you'll feel much better. So I would go see a hypnotherapist and get that stuff out really fast. It doesn't need to take 100 years. You can do it in 1, 2, 3 sessions, depending on how good your hypnotherapist is. And a lot of hypnotherapists will let you record the session so that you can listen to it on your own, and you can continue to do the good work that you did at home, so you can further reinforce the positive ideas that you had. If we say it inside and not out loud when we manifest, is that okay? Yeah, sometimes it's weird to tell yourself, like, I'm the best, I'm the greatest. I like to do it externally, but some people might think you're nuts. So you can just say it into your head. For instance, someone says something like, oh, this month isn't going to be good for sales. And you don't want to address that person verbally. You can just say it in your head, no, this month is going to be my best month. I'm going to earn more money than ever before. I'm going to have my best month ever. And impress these positive ideas on your subconscious. I tried to manifest the blue feather, but only saw it online. Oh yeah, we spoke about that. Okay, cool. I think I answered everybody's questions. Yes, it was hard. I didn't plan on it. It just happened. Good. And then, all right, let me know if anyone else has any questions. Oh, a bunch of stuff just came up, so I listened. That was weird. Okay. 1, write. 2, meditate. 3, create. 4, reflect. 5, execute. Yes. Love to volunteer. You gain so much experience. The number 1 skill to have anything is people skills. Yeah, there's books, by the way. If you don't have people skills are a skill. They're skills you can develop. Social skills are skills. No one's just born being naturally good with others. They're skills that you can practice. Go read books such as How to Win Friends and Influence People. Go take classes such as comedy improv class, stand-up comedy classes. That way you'll get, you can do Toastmasters. That way you get better at conveying your ideas to other people. And as a result, they'll be able to relate to you, and you're essentially inviting them into your world, and they'll want to invite you into theirs. Not really. Work long hours. It's in California. Plus everything is locked down. What part of California are you in? I'm in San Diego, so let me know where you're at. Got a problem. Squatters move in and took up residence in my brother's rental. So what I would do is, for you, Silva, so I would visualize the end result for your brother. So I would visualize that the squatters are gone, your brother's residence is clean, and everything is exactly the way he wants it to be, and see yourself congratulating him and him telling you mentally how great everything is. You can manifest for other people the same way you can manifest for yourself. See the end result of what it is you want. Feel it. Let yourself get into that feeling tone. See them telling you how great whatever it is. For instance, if somebody is sick, you see them telling you how healthy they are, how great their life is, and then you congratulate them on it, them being so healthy. And you're impressing these ideas on your subconscious, and there's only one subjective mind. And that which you impress in your subconscious is going to express for your friend. And as a result, his or her life is going to get better. So for your brother, see the end result of these squatters. See him telling you about how his residence, he's moved into his residence, it's a rental. See him telling you about how he has great people renting out his unit, how it's making him money, how happy he is. Congratulate him on his success, and let that new image be the image that you work with. If he starts to tell you otherwise, don't get wrapped up into the illusion of things, of this three-dimensional reality. Life is lived inside out. So go back to that image, see it, focus, feel it, and let things shift for him and for you. There's still, by the way, Stephen, I want to go back to you. There's still certain things you can do with your energy. You can volunteer. Well, you said you work long hours. But ask yourself, what are some fun things I could do after work that don't take a lot of time? Find at least 3 or 4 things that you can do that are at least constructive for you, so you don't feel miserable, but you start to feel good about yourself. You can read for 10 minutes a day. You can listen to something good while you drive home. You can call your friends that are in other states and, shoot the shit with them, for lack of a better word, and just joke around with them. Start to get into some habits of wellness that feel good, so that your life will start to improve. But think of at least 3 to 5 things. Even if you're working 10 to 12 hours a day, there's some day that you have off, and jam-pack a bunch of good stuff into that day from the beginning until end. Take yourself out to nice places to eat. Do something that makes you feel good. Thanks for the recommendation. You're welcome. Asking It Is Given by Esther Hicks. So I'm going to do starting tomorrow, actually, every Monday, I'm going to have a Manifestation Monday where I'm going to do an at the end of Esther Hicks' book, Asking is Given, she has all these exercises. So I'm going to do every Monday one of her exercises. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to recommend you and walk you through it so that you can do it for yourself and manifest what it is you want. So be sure to subscribe or be sure to follow me because I'll have that video up tomorrow. You have to serve every day if you want the universe to serve you. Yes, and the way you serve is by way of your thoughts. The most important thing that you can give to the world is your vibration. The energy you put out is what's attracting to you everything that's coming into your life. It's creating for you and it's affecting all the people around you. I'm sure you've sat next to somebody and you instantly felt better or you felt worse. That's because you were stepping into that person's magnetic field, their sphere of radiation. And how far that goes out, I'm not sure. Some people say it goes out infinite in all directions. That's theory. I don't know. But the most important thing you can do is be in a positive state. Your thoughts are creating your reality. So feel good. Focus on feeling good. Self-confidence help. I'll help you with that in 1 second. First you said was flipping the script from 2 aspect. Can you Okay, you said these are great. First you said was flipping the script from negative to positive aspect. Can you repeat? I think, let me know if this is what you mean. When I was talking about flipping the script, I was talking about rewiring your subconscious. If you want to break any negative belief or negative habit, you ask yourself, what is all the pain I feel by having this negative belief or negative habit? And you write that out for 5 minutes. It's from Tony Robbins, by the way. It's pain pleasure exercise. So you write that out for 5 minutes and then you shake yourself off. By the way, you want to make yourself feel as horrible as possible when doing that first 5 minutes because you want to associate massive amounts of pain to whatever the negative habit is that you currently have. Then you shake yourself off and you say, what is all the pleasure I'll feel by adopting this new positive habit? And you write for 5 minutes nonstop how much pleasure you'll feel by adopting this new habit. And these new ideas of pleasure will sink into your subconscious, and you've essentially rewired your subconscious to stop doing your old negative habit and to start doing your new positive habit. And it'll be easy for you to get to work and essentially start doing that new habit. Is it possible to manifest my wife and kids to come home as she moved to her mother's home? Yes. I would do a few things. So essentially, let me know if I'm incorrect. So it sounds like you're separated from your wife right now. She's with her mom and she's taking the kids and you want her to come home to your home. So that's the premise that I'm starting from. So what I would do is I would see the end result that she's home. Your kids are playing somewhere in your home, happy. Your wife is kissing you lovingly. She's telling you how much she loves you. You're telling her how much you love her. Whatever the end result would look like to you. And I would see that and feel that every night. And every night before you go to sleep, I would give my subconscious instructions. Subconscious, heal my relationship with my wife. Make my relationship with my wife more loving, more joyful, better than it has ever been before in every way, shape, and form. Uplift our relationship. Uplift me. Uplift my wife. Get to work on this now. And then let your subconscious get to work on it. I would also do the following. I would grab a pen and paper and write out 10 things I like about my wife. So 10 things I like about my wife and list them out. This, by the way, works for all of you who have an issue with somebody. You can write 10 things I like about and then list the person's name. So you list these 10 things and every day see that list and feel gratitude for your wife. Read that list, 10 things I like about my wife. And what this is going to do is it's going to send forth a huge amount of positive energy towards your wife. And in addition to that, write out my relationship with my wife and list how you would like it to be. So it's loving, it's joyful, it's kind, it's uplifting, it's mutually constructive. We have great community. Even if it's never been that up until now, don't worry about that. We're going to create a new idea. We're going to impress upon your subconscious. And remember, there's only one subjective mind. So we're going to impress upon your subconscious this idea of how your relationship with your wife is now. And we're going to back it with all these positive vibrations. And these thought forms are going to go forth and affect your wife. I'll give you an example from my own life. When my father got out of prison, my father served 16 years in prison. So after he got out, I went and lived with him for a few years. And at first, we were bumping heads every day. You had 2 alpha males in the same house, and there can only be one. And it was as if we were going to get into a fist fight soon. Every day we're arguing, slamming heads, boom, boom. And I'm the type to not back down, and he's the type to not back down. So it was not a healthy, constructive household. So then one day I said, Tony, what are you doing? You're getting too wrapped up into the illusion of things. Take your eyes off the physical. Work with the energy instead. So I made a list. 10 things I like about my dad. I said he's strong, he's confident, he speaks his mind, which I really like. He doesn't sugarcoat things. And I made this list. And I got into the feeling tone of it. And that day he came home and I remember, I'll never forget, he slammed the door. He's like, hey, what's up, son? And he's in this super good mood. And it changed the whole trajectory of our relationship. Now, some people who don't know this stuff will say, oh, that's just a coincidence. But it's not. Life is lived inside out. I put forth the vibration and he responded to what I was putting forth. People think they're thinking their own thoughts and taking their own actions of their own volition. But you can cause a train of thought and a chain of action for people based on what you're putting forth. So, again, write out 10 things I like about my wife, my relationship with my wife, list how you'd like it to be, list these qualities that you like about your wife, read it every day, and then read it every day, get into the feeling tone, and then obviously take action if you need to contact her, but first work with the image first. And by the way, if you list like loving, kind, joyful, patient, you'll start to impress these own ideas upon yourself and you'll become more loving, kind, and joyful. And as a result, your relationship will improve. And by the way, any traits that she doesn't have, all those traits are within her. There's infinite potential within your wife. So let's say your wife is hot-headed, put in patient. She's relaxed, she's patient. Your wife doesn't want to be hot-headed. She doesn't want to scream at you. So impress upon your subconscious ideas of a positive nature for her and let her bloom and let her grow and let her blossom. Try it out. It's an amazing exercise and things can radically shift for you and for her in a really short amount of time. You're her husband. So I'm going to be firm for a second. Do your husbandly duties and affirm something good, something healthy, something constructive for you and for her and watch things change. Whatever the root causes or has been of the issues, write its positive opposite into the image that you're creating for you and your wife and see it and feel it every day for at least a minute. I would spend a few minutes every day feeling gratitude for her, reading your list, seeing how you want things or how things are now, the end result, me being that your kids are with you, your wife is home, you're madly in love, and watch things shift for the two of you. Let me know if that helps. Love your talks. Oh, thank you. That is a Grace, Graham Melizzi. Thank you. Yes, Toastmasters. Toastmasters is great. For those of you who don't know what Toastmasters is, it's a place that you can go and learn public speaking for free or for a really low nominal fee. So I recommend it. The only thing is it's kind of dry. So it can get boring. So if that's the case, then go do stand-up or go do comedy improv as it's fun and you'll be in front of a bunch of people performing. Self-confidence help. So I'm going to put that on hold just for 1 second because it's a big subject. Okay. Let me make sure I got to everybody. Okay. So self-confidence. Confidence comes from competence. So there's a few ways to be confident. First, there's the fake it till you make it. Carry yourself the way a confident person would. Ask yourself, if I was confident, how would I look, talk, act, and behave? Who would I spend my time with? These recommendations are from my self-esteem video. And start to do that now. Fake it till you make it, essentially. Start training yourself as if you were confident. So carry your body as if you're a confident man or woman, depending on what you are. Confident people, how do they walk? How do they stand? Their chest is out. Their head is typically up. And that's how they go through life powerfully. They breathe deep. So start to use your physiology to make yourself feel confident. Be it till you become it. Exactly. Speak in a more authoritative tone when giving words. Stop apologizing for behavior. I would also, just as you're using your body, I would start to do things to build your confidence, such as Toastmasters, such as martial arts, depending on if you're into those kind of things, being martial arts, as it'll put you in situations where you're going to first get physically stronger, and second, you're going to get mentally stronger. You're going to have to face some fears that come up. And then I would also do things such as Toastmasters or some type of public speaking because it forces you to really face your fear, so to speak. One of the biggest fears that people have is speaking in front of other people. I don't know. Actually, the reason I think that this is back in the day in prehistoric, or not prehistoric time, but just ancient times, if you got ostracized from the group, it almost always meant certain death. So I think people have that subconscious fear when they go to speak in front of other people, but that's not the case anymore. So where am I going with this? So confidence. So confidence comes from competence. It comes from practicing something over and over again. You can fake it till you make it. You can do something such as martial arts or public speaking to strengthen yourself. And also read things of an inspirational nature. Read things by people who are doing what it is you want to do. Let their thought forms and ideas impress upon you ideas of confidence, ideas of strength, and you'll feel more confident. You'll feel more inspired. You'll want to take better action to transform your life. Okay, and then someone said, my back is very sore. It can't pull my chest out. It's okay, just stick it out as much as possible. And if you can't stick your chest out, at least look up. Don't walk through life with your eyes looking down, because that gives a feeling of depression. And it gives a sign of weakness, essentially. If you look at UFC fighters or any pro fighters, when they're about to fight, they walk out and they have their chest out, typically. And that's how they stand, as if they're ready to get down. It lets the other person know, hey, I'm a confident person. What times do I usually go live? I have no idea. I've been so busy lately that I haven't really been going live, just because I have so many projects that I'm working on, and I want to use my creative energy to get those finished. So someone said, okay, so I see a bunch of stuff came in. Let me see that. Let me see what I missed. Thanks. Thank you. Awesome guidance. I'll get your book. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I helped you. I'm just scrolling up. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, so, all right, give me 1 second. It's the same process. You asked, how do you manifest a job? Write out, my ideal job or my ideal career. List its hours, your pay, what your manager's like. Really run wild with it. So list it out. For example, when I was in LA, I wanted a job, but I had other things I was working on. So I said, my ideal job. I said 20 hours. I've got to earn this income. It's got to be within 5 minutes of where I work, because I didn't want to get stuck in LA traffic. My manager has to be cool. I listed a number of things. Actually, I didn't say anything about my manager in that job, which I should have been more specific. So yeah, list your manager, your hours, your salary, its location to you. Imagine you're making a wish list to God, my ideal job, and read your list and see the end result. Is it you coming home from work every day feeling good? Is it you getting dressed for work looking like a professional? Is it you seeing your bank account with more money? Whatever the end result is, see it and feel it every day, and then send out your resume. But first, send out the right thought form. So I made my list, my ideal job. I would see it and feel it, and I was looking for jobs. And I believe it was maybe a day after, or a relatively short time after I made my list, my property manager was like, hey, Tony, it's been great being, I ran into him in the hallway. He's like, hey, Tony, it's been great being your property manager. My wife got accepted to some school somewhere. I don't remember the school. And he gave me a hug. And my friend told me, man, you should get his job. You should apply for his job. So I asked him, I said, hey, would you mind, if I applied for your job, or can you recommend me? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. You're the best. You'd be great. So it was 20 hours a week. It was the salary I wanted. I didn't have to drive anywhere. It was pretty much what I listed what I made in my list. So start with the idea, see it, feel the end result, and then send out your resumes. Go and start applying, and then you're going to attract according to the vibration you're putting forth, and watch things shift for you. And by the way, it doesn't matter if you haven't had a job in 10 years. Start putting forth the vibration that you're employed, and you have this clear idea of what it is you want, and watch things shift for you. So I can have rival siblings respect me by manifesting this? Yeah, no one is your rival. If somebody's your rival, it's because you've made them your rival in your consciousness. I'll give you an example of what I mean by this. Neville Goddard was talking to this woman one day, and she said, she told him, I want to manifest a job. And he said, what? And he knew she was employed. So he said, what's wrong with your current job? She said, well, I love my job, but I hate my manager. And Neville told her point blank. He said, it's not your manager, you're the issue. And the woman was aghast. She was shocked. She said, what do you mean? This man berates me. He says mean things to me every day. How am I the issue? And he said, let me guess. When you go to work every day, you're just talking negative to him in your head as you drive to work. And she said, yeah, that's the case. Every day as she would drive to work, she would tell him how much she hates him, how much she can't wait to quit, how much she dislikes him, just constant negative things to herself about him. Now remember, there's only one subconscious mind. So as she impresses this on her own subconscious, how horrible this man is, it gets expressed in his own consciousness, and he's this horrible person to her. So Neville told her reverse that. Start to tell him how grateful you are for your job, how much you appreciate him, how great of a manager he is, and watch things shift. So she starts driving to work, and a short time later, she starts driving to work telling herself all this good stuff about how grateful she is for her job, how much she loves it, how grateful she is that she has a job. And a short time later, her manager calls her up in front of everybody. So she's thinking he's going to berate her again. But instead, he praises her in front of everybody. He says, I want to congratulate you for how amazing of a job you've been doing. And he sings her praises. So some people will say that's coincidence, but it's not. She shifted her consciousness around her manager, and it caused him to behave in a different manner. So if you have people that are your so-called rivals, it's because you have within your consciousness certain ideas about these people that you've been emitting. And if you shift them, those people will shift. Everybody's a reflection of you, of some idea you have about yourself or about something. So instead, shift your ideas and watch the people in your life shift. Let me know if that helps. Okay, COVID. I practice seed retention. I'm not sure what seed retention is. So let me know what that is, and I'll be happy to discuss it. You can't impose upon others free will, though. You must heal the relationship with yourself. You can't. You're not imposing upon other people. If it's good for them and they're in resonance with it, they're going to behave in that format. If they're not, then the idea that you gave them is going to be returned to you. So if it's something that's constructive, let's say I send you a gift and you don't want it, it's going to come back to me. And assuming it's good, I'm going to want it anyway. So you're not forcing them to do anything if they're not in resonance with it. Let me know if that makes sense. I spoke about manifesting a job. I'm just looking to see if there's any questions I missed. Cool. So I think it looks okay. I don't hold myself. Okay. I like your videos. You're calm and healing. Thank you. Right now I'm animated for a couple reasons. One, I'm talking about things I'm passionate about. And two, if I'm not animated and into or alive about what it is I'm teaching and speaking, it's most likely not going to have an effect upon you and impress your subconscious with these ideas. So I want to get into your subconscious. I want these ideas that are positive and healthy for you to be impressed on your subconscious so you'll start manifesting them. Slow down. We love you. What do you do? Right now, I coach. I sell products. That's basically it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I see a number of questions came in. I'm just scrolling up. Okay, so you said, yes, thank you. It's like what they say, we are what we feel pushed out. Yes, absolutely. Life is lived inside out. So be aware of what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and because that's what you're creating. Someone asked, what's my nationality? I'm Chaldean. It's a group of Iraqi Christians. So we're a small minority, but we're one of the highest earning minority groups in the United States, if not the highest. And I'm very proud of my Chaldean people. A shift in perspective is powerful. Absolutely. A shift in perspective causes a shift in your life. Everything is your perceptions. Everything is perceptions. Some people believe that it's easy to meet women. Some people believe it's hard to meet women. Even though it's the same women that they might both be meeting, I could take two people and put them in the clubs, and the one who has the belief that meeting women is easy will have a great night. The one who believes meeting women is hard will have a horrible night. It's just their perceptions are creating their reality. How can you help a mother of a 1-year-old boy twins? I worry about work because I'm in my 40s. Are you worried about, so you're worried that you're not going to be able to provide for them in the future? I'm not sure what your worry is. So let me know what you mean by that. But what I would say is, I would affirm affirmations about God, God's good taking place in my life. So I would say, God's wisdom flows through me. I'm instructed on how to raise my children. God's love flows through me. All of my needs are met. God's supply is my supply. God is my source, and all of my needs are met at every moment of time and point of space. God's wealth flows through me. God's love flows through me. God's joy flows through me. I am a blessing to my children. God's wisdom instructs me how to guide and raise my children. Affirm things of a higher divine nature so that you're a conduit for this infinite good that you'll bring forth to your children. As for if it's finances that you're worried about, tell yourself, God is my source. God is my source and supply. All of my wants, needs, desires, and goals are met in this moment and every moment. All of my needs are met by God's rich supply. I am rich, prosperous, and wealthy. It is my divine right to be rich and abundant. God wants me to succeed, and I am succeeding now. Affirmations of a positive nature such as that, so you tap into something higher than yourself. And those ideas will have a huge impact on your subconscious. I would type in Joseph Murphy affirmations on YouTube. Excuse me, my voice is cracking. Or I actually have it in one of my videos. If you want, send me a DM and I'll tag you in it. But he has a great affirmation to say to yourself daily. God's wealth is circulating. Wait, how does it go? I am now writing into my subconscious mind the idea of God's wealth. God is the source of my supply, and all my needs are met at every moment of time and point of space. God's wealth flows freely, joyously, and ceaselessly into my experience, and I give thanks for God's riches forever circulating in my experience. So you say that affirmation. I just said that verbatim. That was perfect. I'm actually impressed by myself. So you say that every day and let this idea of God's wealth, God's good flow into your subconscious, and it's going to express in your life, and you're going to be abundantly blessed. So try it out. If you want, DM me after I finish talking, and I'll send you that track, and that way you can listen to it daily. But start to affirm things of that nature. Don't fear anything. There's an infinite power. There's an infinite wisdom within you and within your children, and tap into that. And as a result, all of your needs will be met. Your boys on a higher spiritual level chose you, I believe this, to be their mom. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's something I believe. It's theory, but I believe it. So for me, it's a fact. So tell yourself, you're going to be the best mom to these children that you can possibly be. They're going to be the best sons to you that they can possibly be. Your lives are going to be filled with love. Affirm the good, focus on the good, feel it, and stay in that energy, and let it be what creates your life. Great advice. Thank you. What do you do? Yeah, I said that earlier. I just sell courses. Slow down. We love you. I get animated about this stuff. I love chicken wings. Okay. That's somebody's name. That's awesome. I don't hold myself open. So if you feel like you're closing yourself off, take a deep breath and relax. Stick your chest out. Close your eyes and just relax. And take another deep breath. And start to relax. And you can take even a deep, almost a laughter breath. And just relax and allow yourself to open up. You can play some feel-good music. You can go walk in nature. You can just shake yourself off and tell yourself that everything's going to be all right. There's that song, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Play songs like that. Play some Bob Marley. Get into a good feeling tone. Play those type of songs every day, or listen to affirmation tracks until a state of openness and aliveness is your default state of being. If you have spasms in your back, by the way, I have a great meditation. It's called Tony Namey. Tony Namey, Heal Your Body. Do that one first. Tony Namey, Heal Your Body. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in a relaxed state of mind, and I'm going to see if there's a metaphysical cause, meaning some issue in your mind, be it stress or some negative belief that's causing the back spasms. And we'll get to the core issue of it during that meditation. So type in Tony Namey on YouTube, Heal Your Body. Excuse me, Tony Namey, Heal Your Body on YouTube, and then listen to that meditation and see what comes up for you. Yeah, read and learn as competence comes from knowledge. Competence comes from competence, applying the knowledge. Because I know so many people who know stuff, but they don't use it, so it's not really of value. For instance, I used to work in the dating field, and there were so many guys, they had analysis paralysis. They would read 50,000 books on how to meet women. So they should, by all means, be experts, since they read everything under the sun, but they wouldn't apply any of it. So, and then I could take somebody else who hadn't read anything and just have him go out and introduce himself to women, and that guy would get much better results than the bookworms. So you want to apply what it is that you're learning. Chance the Rapper's song, 5-Year Plan, is so cute. I love to listen to it a lot. Perfect. I'm a pinnacle of positive. I'm the pinnacle of positive energy. I'm going to screenshot that because that is a freaking awesome affirmation. I'm going to say that daily, so thank you. How do you change your paradigm? It's to change your paradigm. A paradigm is just a belief system. It's a belief structure. So you just auto-suggest to yourself a new one. There's a couple ways. There's my exercise, how to overcome limiting beliefs fast. I alluded to it earlier where I talk about the pain pleasure principle. So you just write down all of your negative beliefs on one side of a piece of paper. On the other side, you write their positive opposites, the empowering beliefs. And then you ask yourself, what is all the pain I feel by having these old beliefs? What is all the pleasure I'll feel by having these new positive beliefs? And spend 5 minutes on each, and it'll rewire your subconscious so that you believe these new ideas and don't believe those old negative ideas. And then affirm the new positive ideas to yourself daily. If you want, I'm running through that exercise fast because I already explained the pain pleasure exercise a few times, so I don't want people who already heard it to have to keep hearing it. So if you want, DM me and I'll tag you in the video. That's one. The other way is to show yourself the end result of what it is you want and to feel it for at least 34 seconds. Do it for at least a minute. And that impresses this new idea on your subconscious. And your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's false. So if you give it this new idea of you, so for instance, let's say somebody has an image of them being overweight in their subconscious. They start to show themselves this image and feel it of them being in total shape and feeling great and exercising and being super fit. Their subconscious will say, oh, this is me now, not that old idea. And it'll go to work to start making that a reality. So that's an easy way to start shifting paradigms. It's just using your imagination backed by feeling to impress new ideas on your subconscious. You're awesome. Thank you. I totally believe in positive affirmations. So do I. By the way, affirmations, if you're telling yourself new positive ideas, it might feel like you're lying to yourself if you're not used to this type of work. You're not lying to yourself. As Brian Tracy used to say, you're telling the future in advance. So you're just speaking your future into existence, and it's eventually going to manifest for you. Psychological evaluation. Let me know what you mean by that. Create daily videos of powerful affirmations. I was doing that. The only thing though is for whatever reason, my affirmation videos do the worst on here. Anytime, I don't know if it's just the TikTok algorithm or what it is. If I do an affirmation video and I hashtag affirmations, it gets like 100 or 200 views. Anything else I talk about gets over 1,000 views minimum, and then anywhere from 1,000 all the way up to, like, some of my videos have hundreds and thousands of views. So, because I have a million affirmations that I would love to do. It's just, I don't feel like anybody's seeing them every time I do one. Am I talking about God? Yeah, so I was earlier. Right now, I'm not. So let me know if that makes sense. Keep doing what you believe. Great affirmations, great inspiration vibes. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Vibe your tribe. I like that. Runaway thoughts. So if your mind starts to run away and it's just going on its own, take control of it. For a lot of people, their mind is an untamed animal. It's just all over the place, thinking whatever it is that it wants. So let's say it's going nuts. Tell it firmly. Say, stop thinking these thoughts. Start thinking. Be firm with it. Stop thinking these thoughts. Start thinking whatever it is that you want it to think. And then start affirming to yourself the positive until that builds up. So you start saying, I'm rich, I'm the best, I'm powerful, I'm good. And at first, there might not be a lot of energy behind it because you're starting to stimulate those brain cells. But if you keep saying it, I'm rich, I'm the best, I'm powerful, I love myself, I like myself, I'm the best, I can do anything. Eventually, those brain cells will really start vibrating. The amplitude will become increased. And then you'll run off in a positive way with your thoughts. So get in the habit of affirming good, even if at first it feels silly or you don't feel like doing it, until it becomes your default way of thinking and being. Or until, rather, that amplitude becomes strong enough to where you really get caught up in the positive current of what you're doing, I should say. Do I coach one-on-one? Yes, I do. If you want to see me for coaching, I do 30-minute sessions for $60 or an hour for $120. So it's up to you. Advice for preparing mentally to move to a big city. Yes. So, and by the way, just send me a message if you'd like coaching. I love working with people one-on-one. Advice for preparing mentally to move to a big city. Write out my life in my new city, or, my life in, let's say you're moving to New York, and list the qualities. Like, I love where I live. I have a great new group of friends. My social life is amazing. My work is fantastic. Write it out like you're making a wish list to God. And then see it and feel it every day and get into that feeling tone of it. See what you'd like it to look like and feel it. And that way you're creating You're being a conscious creator. You're not creating by default based on whatever happens to you. That's how you feel. Instead, you're taking a conscious approach and you're going to pre-pave your move to be successful. So that's what I would recommend doing. For instance, whenever I go to LA, I tell myself, LA is paradise. I meet the most amazing women. I run into celebrities. Super fun. There's always something cool to do. Every day's an adventure. I have this positive idea of what I like. I live in San Diego now, but I used to live in LA, and every day I'd wake up and it was like from the moment I woke up, all this cool stuff would happen. Every single day was an adventure. As I mentioned earlier, I coach one-on-one. You are passionate. Thank you. This is what I feel like my purpose is to do. So I want to share my passion with you all. So I've been talking, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to wrap up today's session. I see some questions just came in, so I'll answer those first and I'll wrap. For some reason, there's a delay in the comments coming up, so it's not coming up normally. I have to manually scroll it, and then there's a delay. So if I'm missing any of your comments or questions, that's why. Yeah, that's my vision board. I highly recommend making a vision board if you haven't made one, because through repetition and emotion, every time you look at it and you see it and you feel the end result of what it is you want, you're further impressing this idea. For instance, let's say, I don't have anything around to show, but here's your subconscious, and it's as if you're just hammering this idea in over and over and over again, just as if when you learned your ABCs, you just through repetition every day, you would practice it until you can do them with no problem. It's the same thing with vision boards. Through repetition and emotion, you're impressing these ideas on your subconscious, and that which has been impressed is eventually going to express. Okay, I got stuck in a trap. When I changed my thinking, I become fearful and it goes away. So wait, let me know what you mean by that. So the negativity goes away when you become fearful, or the positivity? I've noticed most of those men are single. Which men? Let me know what you mean by that. Looks like you're joking about that, but let me know what you mean. And then, okay, cool. So do I ever feel uncomfortable when good things happen, like bad things are on the way? No. If something good happens, first feel gratitude for it, so you attract more good to yourself, and then ask yourself questions such as, how does it get better than this? What good thing is in store for me next? The greatest good the greatest good that can happen does happen to me now. I made this up. You can use it, or you might think it's silly. So there's Murphy's Law, which anything that can go wrong does go wrong. Fuck Murphy and fuck his law. Pardon my language. But use Tony's law. Anything that can go right will go right. Again, anything that can go right will go right. So tell yourself, what good is in store for me next? How does it get better than this? And as you start to look for and anticipate the good, that's what will show up for you. And there's a law of rhythm. When you're in the high rhythm and you feel grateful and you ask yourself questions like that, you'll stay in the high rhythm longer, and your rhythm will be higher. Can go even higher. And if you're in the low rhythm where bad things are happening, tell yourself, how does it get better than this? Ask that. What good is on the way? What do I need to learn from this? And as you look for the good, you'll move yourself up the scale through the law of polarity. You'll move along the polarity, and things will shift for you. And you'll stay in the high rhythms longer and the low rhythms less. So, thank you. Thank you so much. You are such a light. Thank you. I think she meant the men that read a ton of pickup books. Oh, yeah. They're single. They need help. A lot of them aren't bad guys. They're not guys that want to be players or want to manipulate women. They're just guys who need help. They have a lot of fear. They've had some failures in the past. And most of them aren't trying to date a lot of women. They're just trying to meet one woman and want the skills to be able to do so. So that's what I found, at least from when I was teaching pickup and dating and all that stuff. Scientists have yet to find the physical subconscious in the brain. Yeah, in reality, there's only your mind. It's all one, but to illustrate it, it's easier to illustrate a conscious portion and the subconscious portion so that you know how to impress upon your mind ideas of a constructive nature. Anything that can go right will go right. Exactly. I'll probably do a video about that. And okay, I love this type of information. So do I. So I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I think you're welcome. I can either conclude with prayer if you all want prayer. If not, I'll just wrap up the session. The id and the super ego. I don't get too much in it. There's the id, the ego, and the super ego. I don't know if you mean the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. I don't get that much into all that because it starts to become too esoteric for me and then hard for me to teach it to people. And I want to make this as simple and easy as possible. So here, we're going to step into prayer and then we'll wrap up today's session. So everybody, go ahead and close your eyes now. Unless you're driving. If you're driving, well, you shouldn't be watching this anyways. But go ahead and close your eyes now. And let's just all take an easy, gentle breath. And take another deep breath, just breathing in a breath of peace and harmony now. And take one more deep cleansing breath, breathing in the breath of God now. And I begin all prayers with gratitude to anchor in the right feeling, tone, and vibration. So I am grateful. I'm grateful for all the people who have been here on this live. I'm grateful that I'm being used to be of service. I'm grateful for all the good that has shown up in this day, that which took place during this live and all of that which took place prior to this live. Today for me has been a truly amazing day. So from this place of gratitude, I recognize that God is good, that God is clarity, that God is vision. It knows all, it sees all. God is wisdom. It knows what to do with its clarity, with its vision, to make that which it sees a reality. I recognize that God is abundance. It's infinite, overflowing good, and it is success. It is that good that is always creating more good out of itself. And in this moment, I am one with its good. I am one with its abundance. I am one with its success. Its divine clarity, its divine vision is my vision. That which God is, I am. As you see me, you see that which sent me. The Spirit of the Almighty good God. And as this good pours forth through me, I claim and call forth this good for everybody on this live now. I claim and call forth the success of God pouring forth through them, so that from this moment forward, everything that they think, say, and do is in alignment with God's highest good for them, their highest good for themselves. It's one and the same. I claim and call forth such success pouring forth through them that this next week is their best week. Greater good than they've ever experienced, realized, or imagined before is taking place for them now, right here and right now. I claim and call forth such success for everybody on this live, that this year is their year. It is the year of success. It is the year of celebration. It is the year of jubilation, infinite overflowing good. I claim and call forth God's abundance flowing through them, abundant physical health, so that they have the energy to do everything they want to do. I claim and call forth abundant emotional and mental health, so that they feel good, they have strength, they have faith, they have the tenacity to go after what they want and make it a reality. I claim and call forth abundant spiritual health, so that they live, move, and have their being in love and joy and peace and harmony and infinite bliss at all times and all days and all ways. I claim and call forth such abundance that their needs, their desires, their goals, all that which they desire is met and met abundantly from this moment forward. And it pours forth through them, through their families, through their friends. Everything that they meet, everyone that meets them is meeting the spirit of abundance, meeting the spirit of God of infinite good from this moment forward. I claim and call forth for everyone on this live clarity and vision, so they know what to do, where to go, how to go. They are backed by the infinite wisdom of God, which guides them and directs them. So that which they see, that which is their purpose, that which they even secretly desire in their heart is taking place now. They are God guided and God directed by this infinite wisdom that cannot fail. Today is the day that their life changes. This moment is the moment that things go from good to great, from great to excellent, from excellent to outstanding. This is the moment that their entire life changes, that they are truly a beacon of light, of hope, of infinite overflowing joy for their family, for their friends, for all of life. I thank you. I give thanks that as they go forward, they are better than they have ever been before. I give thanks that their needs are met. I give thanks that their life is abundant. I give thanks for all this good, the divine wisdom of God guiding them and directing them. I give thanks for all of this good. And I release this prayer. It is done now. It does not return empty nor void, but it is answered in better, brighter ways than anything I could have said, backed by God's wisdom, backed by God's love, backed by God's clarity. And I say, and so it is. Amen. Cool. So, hey, you're welcome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this live. Thank you for being a part of my life, for being one of my followers on here. Go out and God bless you too. Go out and make a mighty difference in the world. You each have within you the infinite potential of God. Your potential is so huge that if you could see it, you would be in awe of the magnificence of who you truly are. So go out and go after what it is you want, what it is you want to do. Life wants you to succeed. I want you to succeed. Your family, your friends, all want you to succeed. We're rooting for you. So go make a mighty difference in the world. Thank you everybody for the well wishes. I'm great. And for you who said I'm great, you're seeing the greatness in me because you're great as well. You have infinite divine potential. Express it. I'm going to give you guys an affirmation. Try it this next week. Tell yourself, I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom now. I am a genius and I apply my wisdom now. It's a powerful affirmation. Let your inner potential be expressed during this next week. Let that affirmation be a conduit, so to speak, so that you can express your inner nature, and let this next week be, it's going to be great. Let God's blessings pour forth through you. Thank you, everyone. If you need anything, I'm always here for you. Feel free to follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to see you be